Stress is something that a lot of people worry about when they've had a heart event. Stress is when we feel the demands that are placed on us outstrip our ability to cope with them. And oftentimes that's about us not having enough time, enough financial resources, enough support to meet those demands. When it comes to the role of stress in having a heart attack, we know that when people are chronically stressed, that is, they feel stressed over a long period of time, they often end up doing behaviours that aren't actually that good for them. So, when we don't have enough time, we tend to eat poorly. We go through the drive-through. We don't take the time to cook meals. We drop off our exercise because we don't have the time to do it. Often, we tend to drink more. And that can also lead people to things like smoking and other unhealthy habits as well. So certainly, if you are someone who's been under a lot of stress, you've had a lot of stress in your life, that may well have led you to eat poorer, exercise less, make unhealthy decisions, which can contribute to heart disease and having a heart attack. I think in more recent years, there's also been the recognition that stress might directly affect our heart in a more physiological sense. And that's still a growing area. And for some people, I know that seems really concerning. Oh my gosh, if stress is directly affecting my heart, what can I do to change that? And the first thing I would say is don't think that you need to avoid everything stressful. You can still argue with your partner. And in fact, feeling that you can never get upset is probably one way to increase your stress. We have to feel our emotions, whatever they are. The other thing, though, is to think about how you might be able to change parts of your life that might be contributing to your stress. And a concept I often talk about with people is the good, the bad, and the ugly. There is good stress, there is bad stress, and there is ugly stress. Good stress is the kind of stress we all need actually in our lives. We need to have things that we have to do to motivate us, to get us out of bed in the morning. We need to have things in our life where we feel people are expecting things from us. And what we know is that when we have a bit of stress, and it's good stress, our performance increases and we feel vital and we feel alive. And in fact, one of the periods or the risky times of people's lives is when they retire and they give up all of their commitments. So we need a bit of stress. When stress becomes bad and when it gets ugly, often what happens is we're not able to do the things we're trying to do as well, and we start to feel exhausted and tired, and often it's our family that will be able to pick that up, sometimes more so than us. If that stress is chronic and unrelenting, it can get to the point where people find that they're actually physically getting quite sick, and they seem to be susceptible to lots of colds and flus and illnesses. And at its worst, in its worst form, people find that it's both mentally and physically draining, and that of course can lead to problems with things like depression or anxiety, drinking issues, relationship challenges as well.